everyone, this is Blood Bowl, and I am Complacent Badger.
I'm Sierra Kilo.
And we are watching the Crazy 8's versus the Coarse Heirs, Week 3.
This should be a really good match. I'm excited to see what the Crazy 8's do. Change a little bit from last week where we saw a lot of blitzes with the Demon that kind of ended the turn a little bit early. We'd like to see a little less of that and a little more ball movement.
Yep.
And the Coarse Heirs did a fairly good job of moving the ball, but let's see if they can get the scores.
Yes, two returning coaches. Both coaches, I believe, have been with me since the beginning. I don't think I've ever done a league without both of them. And this is not a returning team, as we mentioned before in the previous video with the Coarse Heirs. Master Moose coaching them.
Yep, he handed me my ass last couple weeks, so we'll see what he does with the Crazy 8's, because I don't know, he did it. I don't really know how the rolls ended up working out. I mean, we were even on strength, but he did a fairly good job of penetrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. For the benefit that the Crazy 8's have, though, is that they are generally a harder hitting team than you are. Not by the actual literal harder hitting, but they do have frenzy, which allows them to hit more often if they set it up properly.
Exactly. And against a young team that doesn't have a lot of block, that's going to be a benefit.
Mm-hmm. And they have some horns and Juggernaut throughout, so.
Right. So the horns will increase that strength, which is always a good thing on the blitz.
And being an elf team, they have nobody over strength 3 naturally, so.
Right. So then this is a really good opportunity to watch the Crazy 8's kind of march down the field with them using that, using their blitzes effectively to open up holes to carry their ball to the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Crazy 8's having
on
paper. Yep. Their initial setup for the Crazy 8's is pretty good. They have the partial cage, no need for the back, and had a pretty good line going. It wasn't a firm line, so you see some elf infiltration right now, but that's why he's got the cage to kind of peel those guys off.
Right. So the goal there would be to suck his opponent, the Coarse Heirs, into the right side of the screen, and then make the move maybe to the left side. There you go. Exactly.
Yep.
Now, primary movement was the ball carrier, setting up the cage. This is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
So now he's got to finish the defensive portion and stick some guys. He needs to worry about that back left corner of that cage being left open.
Yep.
There he goes.
Fills it in. The Elves are moving towards a zone defense, knowing they do not want to get pulled into a fight that they can't cash. Almost getting it pushed off the pitch there, leaving a guy adjacent to the sideline. Not a good move. But Master Moose there using tactical genius to plug the hole and push him out.
Right. That's exactly what we're talking about when you get against that side. So that angled attack against the sideline would push into either out of bounds or into the place where he put that second guy, and that second guy blocked it, meaning the only exit is out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like the Coarse Heirs actually moving up, trying to break this cage. Dangerous, but if they can do it, it'll give them prime position for an early score. Not actually putting that that bloodletter down is going to put a pretty scary situation for that elf.
Yes.
So Coarse Heirs not able to actually do anything. A lot of pushes and blocks in the wrong spots. So opening up with the Bloodthirster, which not necessary. The Bloodletter right there could have easily just blocked that elf and got him out of the way, but I guess he's trying to move the cage forward with those players. I actually would have tried to do the opposite, hit the Bloodletter with that elf that was in the way, and then use the Bloodthirster as the main portion of the cage.
Yes, I'm with you on that. But as we know, the Crazy 8's have a ingrained, deep-seated need to blitz first turn with that with the Bloodletter.
First action every time. Dodging out of the way over there, I probably would have done the same thing since he was already up in the air, just to keep him from getting pushed off the pitch. So that
perfect. Yep.
Yep. And it just had to be done. Probably wouldn't have chosen that spot, though. That's a -2 modifier. Had he just gone down to the position 1 cell down, he would have received a -1 rather than the -2. But he rolled a 1, so critical failure is a critical failure.
Exactly. But let's not reinforce bad habits. If the primary goal was to get him off the sideline, then make the better decision. And those are the things that you ingrain through repeated use. Recognizing the 1 versus the 2 modifier against you, and choosing that better decision. Now, to be fair, still left the guy on the ground. Could have failed it anyways, but the odds always go with the move
with the best
increases
odds.
Your odds instead of.
Ooh, bad dodge roll there. So the Elves actually getting some pretty strong. Had he kept that Bloodthirster up there, I think that cage would have been less broken than right now. But he's got the Bloodthirster back, kind of doing nothing. The Bloodletter, or rather the Crazy 8's doing really strong ball movement right now. Let's see if they can open it up more. Smash Collarbone's going to make this a little easier. Bloodthirster moving in with the Defender Stumbles. Elves don't have dodge right now, so that's a KO. Bloodletter going to open up this ball carrier with a push, and let's see what he does.
And that's what we're looking for. That using the blitz to peel enemies off your ball carrier and functional movements. And he's got enough players up at the top where he can do that.
Rolls out and reforms his cage. Yep.
Awesome.
Opting to keep the top left, knowing that that's the least vulnerable position. Elves do have enough movement to where they can get over there, but it'll take them a lot of effort to get over there, and unfortunately won't be able to get any extra assists. So if he tries to go for the blitz, it will be a 1 die after at least 1 dodge, or go for it.
And that's good odds.
Yeah. So he paints the ball carrier just so that to have somebody on it, so he has to use the blitz to open that up instead of just hurting somebody. Makes him choose. Now just kind of trying to hurt people and get better position to clog up the run. Ooh, dead player, and re-roll that into a Smash Collarbone, which is -1 strength. Pushed off the pitch, keeping his guys on the sidelines there. So that's 2 characters lost in one move. KO from the Bloodthirster.
Not that we didn't expect anything different than a blitz with the Bloodthirster first turn.
Yeah. Sidestep, trying to keep that carrier painted, but does allow with the Pit Fighter, I always want to call him Pugilist for some reason, the Pit Fighter getting the Frenzy, second hit. Rebuilding that cage. He's actually got a really good cage going on over here, half cage, not really needing to put guys on the sideline to protect it. He's still a little vulnerable up this sideline, but, catcher's probably not going to do it. Vulnerable over here, but holding down these 2, which are more of a threat over on the right side, really well with the Bloodletter and the Herald.
Yep, I think that's... yeah, he was going to dodge right out of that. I saw that coming. I would have put a second guy in the vicinity.
So yeah, the catcher and the lineman do dislodge that ball, but bringing, kind of reciprocating that hate onto the line and killing his player off the pitch. Not getting any star players points for it, but sometimes it's good payback.
Yeah, it just feels good.
Yep, between the both down that dislodged the ball and pushing that guy out for a kill, there's really nobody to contest this touchdown, and he's doing a tight cage over here just with what he had left for movement. Doesn't look like the Elves can contest this much because they had players back trying to get ready for the pass. In this instance, did not work out.
But yeah, it was a good effort. And you see how that being prepared is being prepared. This time, too many players back, adding the strength disadvantage. Even though he has the movement advantage, I believe, on the majority of his players, can't get back. And a good defense and good use of the blitz to free up the ball carrier. That was a textbook strength team march down the field.
Yep, that was excellent ball movement. Very minor mistakes throughout, so minor that I can't even mention them right now because I can't remember them. But that's exactly what you need to see. Crazy 8's really showing that they're on their A game for this game, so Master Moose is going to have to worry. Both teams are on 0 rerolls for their last turn of this half.
Not expecting a lot out of this turn.
No, this is going to be trying to get star player points. So Master Moose just... Yeah, Master Moose just trying to punish these players for doing well.
Well, that's the best you can do is if you can get the advantage, maybe knock somebody down, knock them off the pitch, and hopefully they don't come back at the second half.
Leaving that Bloodthirster all by his lonesome in the center there. Let's see if...
Don't worry, I feel a blitz coming on.
Yeah, let's see if his first move is a blitz. It was not. He actually picked up players and did free moves. Very nice. Mighty blow for a damaged back. Good move. That was good.
That's a niggling, right?
Yes. For anybody who doesn't know, niggling injury will make it to where any injury rolls are a +1 from now on for that character, but will not be here next game with a out for it for an injury.
Right on.
Corsairs getting their last turn of the half. That was not a good one for them right there. They took a lot of damage.
Yeah, they did.
Nobody.
But when you don't have to worry about the vault carrier and all you're doing is smashing.
Nobody really set up for the catch other than this catcher, who has Nerves of Steel, and rolls a natural 1 with pass, and then rolls another natural 1. So that was just really unfortunate. That could have been a touchdown.
Yep. If he was playing me, it would have been.
It was actually fairly decent odds for a touchdown, but you know, can't get 6s all the time.
Yeah.
Bloodweiser Babe's actually the only thing that brings back the Corsairs player right there. Yeah, I rolled a 2, got a +2 for 2 Bloodweiser Babes, so those were well worth their inducement price.
Awesome stuff. And that's kind of the fun part about this league now, is you seeing some of the inducements that are so expensive that they're not in any other leagues where the teams are more evenly matched. The Bloodweiser Babes are something that's common, but you see the Wizards, and we've seen a star player, and routinely seeing the it was outstanding, and routinely seeing the Halfling Master Chef. Seeing bribes as well, even though those are not too infrequent.
So KO right there. That's nice for the Elves. Getting set up for the catch.
Right. So he's as we've seen before, that Nerves of Steel on his catcher is outstanding. Plus his he has agility 4 on that guy, right?
Yes.
He's agility 3. Agility 4.
All Elves are agility 4.
Yeah, I thought so.
Interesting, just leaving his ball carrier open. I guess he wasn't too terribly worried about it, knowing, I guess, that the blitz was going to go for the Bloodthirster.
Right. Seeing the patterns of behavior maybe being a tactic used by an opponent. But he's feeling pretty confident about being able to dodge away, get out and up to a catcher who has Nerves of Steel. So no matter how many dudes you pack around him, he's got odds to catch the ball. So he's not taking the negative modifier. And then
this one does have dodge over here, so yep, he's only going to take a -1 modifier and then another dodge roll with no negatives. So that will be an easy dodge out of there if he manages to get the ball. This could be a 1-turn touchdown, but Master Moose is, as you can see, winding down the time, debating on what is the most important move first. Actually opts to do the dodge with that character first. Huh. Maybe taking playbook from his wife?
Yeah.
It's probably not the move that I would have done, but Yeah, that was... Unless I see something really amazing on this next turn, that's a... the dump off. Maybe that's what he was aiming for. That makes sense, but that's
okay.
That's... So maybe he was aiming for the dump off, hoping that that would have gone unnoticed. But even if it did, that was such an outnumbering.
Yeah, did he, I mean, maybe he was maybe that was a suck in because I didn't know that he had a dump off play.
Yeah, you know what's
Maybe
funny?
he
I was reading it for the dodge and didn't even read dump off. But dump off's one of those abilities that I generally just ignore. It really is not as powerful as it seems. For anybody that doesn't know dump off, if a player were to be hit before the die are cast for the blitz, you can opt to do a quick pass with that player before getting hit. The issue that I run into with dump off is I tend to dump off and then they don't put me down, and then I'm standing there without the ball, the guy doesn't catch the ball, or it moves into a position that's not very useful. Ball actually bouncing into the Bloodthirster's hands, he wild animals because he didn't... I probably would have tried the blitz, hit somebody, and then started running down the pitch just to get that +2. And then 2 injuries right there. One of the injury was actually on his own player, but regenerate appears to have failed.
Yeah, this is getting spicy in there.
Yep. 2 die, his choice against the Bloodthirster, resulting in a push, does not follow up, and is just hoping that the Bloodthirster wild animals.
Yeah, this is exactly what Action Jackson wants, is that Bloodthirster's ability to blitz.
Yeah, that's...
Which decreases his chances of...
Wild animal.
Wild animal. Which is why he does it as often as he does.
Yeah.
But the where he does it in the scheme of the turn is often what we call
another dead player. Excellent move with the handoff. Didn't Wild Animal was able to do a handoff. Bloodthirster didn't have to roll with his terrible agility, and the the Bloodletter took it without a problem. Karn, who will be a level 2 next game, is going to be getting another touchdown, it looks like.
That's great.
The Elves only having 4 players remaining on the pitch. Ooh, failed dodge.
That's fairly significant.
Ooh, starting out with the Bloodthirster blitz, which probably wouldn't have been my move. But it did result in a serious concussion, a loss of 1 armor value for that player. The Bloodthirster just racking up star player points. He will be level 3 next game.
That's scary. So what do you think he's going to get as a skill?
Probably guard, unless he rolls doubles, obviously, or 10 or more. Most likely guard will be the choice.
Right.
Guard,
pretty good because he does. He's not only on the line all the time.
I take that back. Knowing that it is Action Jackson, he'll get break tackle,
which is good. So that'll change his dodge away to use his strength instead of his agility.
Yep. Unless you change it in the... badly hurt. Unless you change it in the settings, it's your first dodge will go off of your strength value. So he'll be better at dodging, at least the first one, than Elves. Oh, another badly hurt. 2 in a row. Elves getting lucky with those pens.
Yeah,
dump off, passing back.
He did that to me quite a bit, which is pretty good.
And that's the end. I wasn't even keeping track of the turns. Wow. Okay. Action Jackson, you definitely reduce the amount of times that you blitzed with the Bloodthirster first, and the few times that you did, I could see the argument for its importance. And plus, you got so many star player points for it, it's hard to argue otherwise. So, like other things that I've seen, though bad habit, if it works, it works. Just don't complain when it doesn't work. Excellent ball movement. That's probably the best ball movement I've ever seen out of you, and especially for the Crazy Eights. You did a very good job of pushing and just pushing every turn. There was never a turn where you stayed still.
And I want to second that and say that you used your most important options primarily to move the ball, and that's an important thing.
Yeah, 2-0.
And it's a great example for all the other players.
For the Corsairs, honestly, I think you were relying too much on that dump off, man. It's not. I mean, it's a good ability. You picked it up. I get the use of it. But for me, dump off is usually a, oh man, everything went bad. I used to play a Dark Elf team. Master Moose has played against the Dark Elf team, which the runners come standard with dump off. So I've used it before. It's not as good as it seems, so I wouldn't rely on it. I think.
Yeah, I think my concern with it, particularly, I like what he's doing. I do like what he's doing with it, and I see why he's doing it. But against a team like this, I wouldn't try to. What I think he was doing was trying to bait Action Jackson into hitting the ball carrier so that he could dump it off. This isn't a team that I want to invite hits against my ball carrier. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? I think that's the thing, and I know that it's a brand new skill, and I know that you want to try it out, and I'm nervous for players who are going to come up across it later, but now that now that you've shown your cards, I think people are going to be maybe looking for it and being careful about what they do and how they approach it. And that's something that's I think more dangerous than actually using the skill, is knowing that you know how to use it well. And I always have faith that that Master Moose is going to find the best way to use that skill. So though he had it for the first time this match, is because it's the first time I've seen it, I don't think it was the best use of it. But anytime you got a new shiny, you're going to try it out.
Yep. Good game overall. A lot of crazy pen results, so I put a lot of that on that. But I really just think that the Corn Demons actually just played better, which that's fine. It happens.
Great stuff.
All right.
Love it.
Yep. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Cheers.